I've been running scams in the streets since I was 10.
Feeling like a star, you can't stop my shine. I'm loving Cloud City, my head's in the sky. I'm solo, I'm on solo, I'm on solo, I'm on solo. Yeah, I'm feeling good tonight. Finally feeling free and it feels so right. Oh, time to do the things I like. Gonna see a princess, everything's alright. Oh, no job but I answer to. Ain't a fixture in the palace zoo. No, and since the carbonite's off me, I'm living life now that I'm free, yeah. Told me get myself together, now I got myself together. Now I made it through the weather, better days are gonna get better. I'm so happy, the carbonite is gone. I'm moving on, I'm so happy that it's over now. The pain is gone. Shades of cover up my eyes, I'm jumping in my ride, I'm heading out tonight. I'm solo, I'm on solo, I'm on solo, I'm on solo. Picking up my blaster, putting it on my side. I'm jumping in my falcon, boogie at my side. I'm solo, I'm hot solo, I'm hot solo, I'm on solo. I'm hot solo, I'm hot solo. Now I'm feeling how I should join the alliance, it feels so good. Oh, stop feeling misunderstood. Back in the game, who knew I would? Oh, so fly, time I spread my wings. Loving myself makes me wanna sing. No, oh yeah. Told me get my act together, now I got my act together. Yeah, now I made it through the weather. Better days are gonna get better. I'm so happy, the carbonite is gone. I'm moving on, I'm so happy that it's over now. The pain is gone. Shades of cover up my eyes, I'm jumping in my ride, I'm heading out tonight. I'm solo, I'm on solo, I'm on solo, I'm on solo. Picking up my blaster, putting it on my side. I'm jumping in my falcon, boogie at my side. I'm solo, I'm on solo, I'm on solo, I'm on solo.
Ken, we are here.
Well, that's good. At least 2 out of the 3 of us.
Yeah, 2 out of 3. John's still on secret missions. We'll once he gets all his missions done, he'll be back to whatever he needs to be. But so happy whatever today. What is today?
Today happens to be Wednesday, and it's Tell an Old Joke Day.
Oh, okay. You got an old joke?
Of course.
All right, let's hear it.
What do you call a rooster who looks at romaine lettuce, breadcrumbs, and Parmesan cheese?
Caesar?
Chicken Caesar salad.
I knew there was going to be something with Caesar in there. All right. Well, couple things. It's Deadpool Eve.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Deadpool Eve for any of those going out.
Heather and Derek went and saw Twister tonight.
Did you? Was it good?
They did. I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. I did do my homework. I don't know if I can do this without pulling wires. I did hang my Han Solo Chronicles poster up.
Oh, so very cool.
It is. I cheated and I had poster sleeves that I 3M to the wall, so then I can just slide it in, and then when I get a new one, I can just.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I did cheat on the frame part, but I already had a bunch of poster sleeves. I was like, well, this would be good. I have to do my Battlefront poster. I'm going to switch with my Hunters poster, Star Wars Hunters.
Oh, you got one of those?
I got a Star Wars Hunters when we were in Anaheim. Me and Zoe got to play it years ago, so Star Wars Anaheim, they had cell phones like chained to the thing, and we were playing it, me, Zoe, and Axel. So, um, but so before we get started, let's go straight to some plugs real quick, because Ken, I was listening to the Rambling Star Wars Fan.
Yeah, so when I'm not on this show, I can be heard either on the Rambling Star Wars Fan or Bounty Hunting Across the Galaxy with Todd and Ken. And to your point, I just put out a new episode for the Rambling Star Wars Fan, which talked about some of the early episodes of The Acolyte.
Yeah, I listened to that. I think you put some fighting words in there for Sal, though. I have to pull that clip. You know, you were talking bad about Quinlan, so.
Well, I mean, he did.
I don't know.
He did touch with the dark side and did some shady stuff.
Yeah, we might need to check that out. So yeah, and you can find me here, and that's pretty much it. My summer is not as productive in the podcasting thing as I thought, but
we can't forget about our buddy John on the Beskar Bucket.
Yes, please check out John and Beskar Bucket. We at least have one person listening right now on Twitch of all places. I feel bad for them because it's under Zoe's account. They're like, this isn't Star Wars Geek Girl. This is two old guys. I have to go back to playing Fortnite. But yeah, so John Beskar Bucket, and check him out. Hopefully he's probably just banking. He's just banking episodes, and then he's gonna flood with episodes.
Yeah, he'll do a veritable tsunami of bucket stuff.
Yeah. You know, I always wonder, like, as a podcaster, I'm like, you know, if I just did like 15 minutes when you have like free time and you're doing nothing, like just record a 15-minute and then just bank them, and then just.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because that's kind of sort of what happened with the last episode of the Rambling Star Wars Fan. Is I would just find little bits of time where I could capture some of my thoughts or capture some of the pieces,
Nice.
and I tried to smoosh them together, and my editing skills aren't what they could be, and so that's why you got the gobbledygook mess that was this past episode.
Oh, I didn't think it was that bad at all. All right, hey, wait a minute. My roommate plays it all the time. Wait, we got?
That's Amanda.
We have a chat.
That's Amanda from Clashing Sabers.
Oh yeah. So wait a minute. She plays.
I'm gonna guess she plays Fortnite.
Fortnite. Oh, I was gonna say
Or Hunters.
Star Wars game, Hunters.
Ah,
I can't play it on the phone. I had to borrow Safi's Switch, because with my fingers and stuff, I just couldn't see the whole screen on the phone. You know, so old man problems. I like it. I wish I liked the Stormtrooper, but I wound up playing the Wookiee right now the most.
The Wookiee with the droid arms.
Yeah, it just beats things to death because you don't have to aim quite as well. So, but yeah, so then we could jump, because I have an actual theme for tonight, but I want to get through all of our other stuff first, and then I'm going to see what you think of my theme before I have a costume corner there, Ken.
Let's see. Did I do anything this past weekend? It was mostly prep work. I did start putting together my template for a battle axe for my Mandalorian, my post-imperial custom Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And it's very similar in shape to the axe that you saw in Solo and the Knights of Ren.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. That was in the display case?
Yeah.
Or the display stand or whatever?
Yeah, so that's what I've been working on, is putting that together. And I'm going to use various thicknesses of Sintra.
Right.
And I'm trying to figure this out, if I could make a core out of clear acrylic and then light it in from the inside with LEDs.
Just scratch the outside.
Yeah, so that the blade of the axe glows.
Yeah. You could. I wonder if you could, instead of using Sintra, use what's the other, Warbler.
Warbler doesn't come as thick as the Sintra does to make my blade head's going to be pretty substantial.
Oh, okay.
Or my axe head rather is going to be pretty substantial. So
I was going to ask you that.
I see what you did there.
Um,
That's a very
that's
sharp
cool.
question, by the way.
Huh?
It's a very sharp question.
Yeah. Man, it's like dad jokes all over.
A
Well,
cut
that's
above
cool.
the
Yeah,
rest.
there was a Mando armor party, wasn't there?
Yes,
It was
unfortunately.
like
Well,
near
not
me.
unfortunately.
It was like 20 minutes from my house. I didn't realize it till the day of. Cause I was away all week. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh
I had
crap.
gone. Actually, I was in Gettysburg. I was
Oh,
in
you're
Gettysburg on Saturday. My aunt and uncle were up from South Carolina, so I got to spend part of the day with them.
you drove right by my house.
I waved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I saw there was because Safi and her friend were working on their Mando buckets today. Um, so, but I told him, I said, you got to get a hold of the Mando because I don't know what armor goes with what and stuff like that. So,
Well,
and
are they looking to get approved or just looking to put stuff together?
I think down the road, and I just told him, don't do it wrong. Like at least check. You know what I mean? Like it again. It doesn't cost any more to build it wrong than it does right. And don't you don't want to put all this effort into it. And then they're like, oh, I'm sorry, you needed this plate to go with this helmet or whatever. So
Well, thankfully, because of the Mandalorian and the covert,
yeah.
the armorer's covert, and even the group not Death Watch. What was the group with not Bo-Katan? I'm trying to think.
Oh yeah, the ones that rescued Din.
Yes, or yeah, the pirate.
Death Watch.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know if really
Are they
it
Death
might have been
Watch?
Death Watch, but yeah, there's now a medley of Mandalorians and mixing and matching helmets and mixing and matching armor pieces and stuff like that. So
Nice.
it's a little bit freer. Unless you want to do something as specific as a Neo Crusader or
Yeah,
which I don't think you probably would.
Safi is the one with a diamond on the front.
Okay.
Has like a secondary plate with a diamond.
Yeah.
And I was just playing around with it because I haven't really built much, but I got my resin printer for some unknown reason is working perfectly now.
Hey, if it works, it does.
And it's printing my belt. I printed a really nice belt box 2 days ago, but I ran out of resin. I didn't put enough resin in. So when it came out, it was missing one corner. I was like, oh.
So is it really a box then?
No. But I just it actually is probably done. When we're done here, I'll go check on it. But I also bought the tank. So I showed you I did the Mando
the charges
explosives, and so it's okay. But since I hand cured it and hand washed it, it's not as nice because sometimes like if the resin pulls when it UV hits it, then you have to actually grind all that out. So I bought a wash tank and curing station. So you put it in his tank and alcohol and it mixes it up and washes it. And then when it's done, you take it out of the tank and you sit it in you rinse it with water and you sit it in the UV and it sits in the UV light. So
wow.
Yeah, I bought the whole kit and caboodle. So
it's pretty fancy.
I think after I get Vader done, I'm going to redo those Liberator pistols. Because imagine the Liberator pistols and all the parts. You don't have to do any
assembly.
Yeah, just put them together and just So yeah, I'm starting to appreciate the resin printing more than I ever did. And like I did the earpieces for Safi's helmet, so they're nice and smooth, so you don't have to sand them; they just go right.
And they don't make a resin printer big enough yet for a full helmet, do they?
No, the Jupiter is probably the closest. But imagine you can do a half a helmet, so you only have to work on one seam.
Yeah.
So, but they are considerably heavier because the parts are solid. And I don't know if they're now. I bought this stuff. I bought is ABS equivalent, so it's supposed to be as strong as ABS when it cures. So we'll see. I bought translucent to do the lights, yeah. So
well, would a resin printed helmet be any less or more heavy than a rotocasted helmet?
I would say it would probably run on. It would It probably run on the heavier side of rotocast. I think because I think the resin's heavier. I mean, I think that because the rotocasting, when you do it, you get air in it.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think if you like perfectly, I think if it was done exactly perfect, it would probably weigh the same. But the nice thing about resin printing, especially if you're good with files, you could print inside, outside details all in one.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so there
Yeah.
is, once they get a big enough printer, I mean, they do have big enough ones, but for the average person, I think it's the Jupiter, um, is about between $750 and $1,000.
Okay.
Which isn't, it's a lot of money, but it's comparable to 3D printing printers 8 years ago. So um,
You just have
it's
the benefit of, and I would guess it's more durable than a regular 3D print.
yeah. The two things I don't like is you can't run them in your house. The fumes are not good, and the chemicals are harsh on you as a person. Like, because you're taking that thing off of the print, you have to wear rubber gloves because that stuff burns your hands, even if you don't think it does. Like, it makes me itch just being in my garage, just
Oh
being.
wow.
And then you have to it's a process, and you can't. To a little bit, you can let it hang on the printer, but if you let it hang on the printer too long, then that resin starts to cure a little bit. You get bubbles on top, so it's you have to be a little more on it. But the plus side is it does print, like it prints a layer at a time. So your length of print is only determined by how many layers there are.
Okay.
So if I print like 10 mini blasters that are 50 layers each, one takes as long as 10 if they fit all in the print bed.
Wow. Okay.
Because you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like if my phone is being printed, my phone's hanging there, it does this layer. Well, if I have 3 other phones on there, it does the layer all at the same time. That light comes on, so
That's pretty cool.
yeah, so it is neat. Like I said, it's a little, I mean, I'm sure the newer ones are better. Like my printer's like 4 years old, 5 years old. I don't even know why it's working. Honestly, all I did was I just thought, well, maybe if I set things this way, it'll work better. And apparently I just never saw that, because it was the only reason that printer didn't go into trash was I hate throwing electronics in the garbage. That was, I
Hey,
just
it was
thought
meant to be.
I just thought it was done. I just thought, well, I'll just, because it was too early of adopter. So, but that's my costume corner. I don't think I really worked on anything else other than, like I said, hopefully Vader's belt box will be done tonight. I just got one more Vader belt box, and then I'll do. The only thing is I'll do all black, and then I'll do all green and all red, and that'll be my costume corner.
That's awesome.
And then, so this week I also got to go to Magic Jump, and I got to see Jose. It was he showed me like the big packages. Like he didn't have any Falcons there, but what was pretty cool at the warehouse, it literally looked like giant bean bags of just stuff, and they had the door open, and the guys were sewing one. He was saying they just got an influx of inflatables this summer from like the military and a bunch of others, for like climbing things and stuff. But they have this weird, it sounds like a bird screeching. They have these weird speakers all over to keep birds from flying in the shop and getting in
So what is it, like a shriek hawk?
Huh?
It's like a shriek hawk.
Yeah. So I know that has nothing to do with anything. I just thought that was kind of, but he was so nice. So hopefully if you or John ever get out to LA, I would definitely look him up. We'll have to have him on the show again.
Did you come back with a Magic Jump sticker?
I didn't get a Magic Jump anything. He was like, yeah, he was sorry. I mean, he was just so nice, And the lady was like, oh, when I came in, I'm like, I'm looking for Jose, and then he showed me where he worked and stuff like that. And I don't know if that lady was like, well, these people are insane. You know what I mean?
I flew all the way from New Jersey to come to Magic Jump. This is a pilgrimage.
Me, Missy, and Zoe roll in. We're just rolling in, But yeah, it was fun. We and then I didn't get all my homework done because Sal and Liz weren't able to make it for various reasons. So we got to hang with Steele, and you know what, I didn't take any pictures, and partially it was Steele, his wife, and his daughter. Partially because I was halfway through. We met him on a Saturday. We were in Disney Wednesday. Halfway through, I was in Galaxy's Edge and just looking around, and so we sat down and we were eating, and I looked at all these people and they were just glued to their phone, and I was like, I think
In Galaxy's Edge?
Yeah, I was like, I think I'm just gonna put my phone down for a while because I didn't want that because I was taking pictures, but I was like, man, I just want to look at this. You know what I mean? And so I became a little less phone oriented the second half of that, and that was still flying. We went to Paramount Pictures Saturday morning, and then we were just hanging with Steele, and then we went to the Rancor Keeper. What's his name from Book of Boba Fett?
Danny Trejo?
Yeah, we went to his taco place. We went to Trejo's Tacos. It was very good.
Vegan tacos?
Yeah, it was very good. And we went to his donut shop too the next day.
He has a donut shop?
He has a donut shop, yeah.
I knew he had like a booze of some sort.
Well, he has a couple restaurants, but he has a taco place, which was really good. And
man, he's really diversified.
Yeah, well, hey, man, but it was pretty neat. His face is everywhere, like
Well, the funny thing is, he's only like this tall. He's like,
yeah. I should have bought a shirt. But it was fun.
It's unfortunate that if only you knew someone who lived close enough to get one and send it to you.
Yeah, I'll probably bug her about it. But it was fun. It was fun hanging with Steele. And then we did Galaxy's Edge. I think that was pretty much all the Star Wars stuff we did, other than just that was it. Paramount Pictures, they didn't have any Star Wars stuff, but they had a speeder bike in the prop house, and the woman that was giving us our tour was saying that they wound up not using it. It was for Star Trek because it looked too Star Warsy. So it was a pretty cool speeder bike. Got to see Transformer, Bumblebee, and Optimus Prime. So
that's awesome. How long was the tour?
It's like a 2.5 hour tour, maybe.
So not as long as the SS Minnow tour.
No, not that long. But we got to see like the parking lot they fill with water to do certain things, like to do certain movie scenes and stuff.
Well, that's kind of cool. How do they corral the water? How do they?
It's a parking lot built to hold water, and it has a big background, a blue screen behind it.
Okay.
So they can film it. And they do a lot of water scenes. It's pretty neat. They like the tour guide was showing us different things. There's a bunch of Hitchcock films filmed there. There's the shops. So we went on a Saturday, so some of the shops weren't open, but like the woodworking shop is like we just peeked in. It would put any woodworking shop anywhere to shame, like the stuff they do. They're filming Frasier. We had tickets, but we had something else to do, so we didn't get to see the live taping. But they filmed Frasier there live. They have a New York streetscape, the back lot. It's pretty neat. I would recommend anyone that, because it's not like Universal. Not knocking them, but like Universal is like a ride. It's like this is like a real working studio. Like they showed us the film vaults where they used to keep the film before, when it was made of. I forget what it used to be made of that was highly flammable, the original film. So they kept them in these big metal lockers. So if one burned up, it wouldn't burn all their film up.
Wow.
And the old films, I'm just going from the tour, but I guess the super old films that are still around, they freeze them. Because whatever the material to film, original film before Kodak made safety film that we all use now, it generates its own oxygen when it burns.
Oh, so I can see.
Which, if you know anything about fire, that's probably the worst thing you want something to do.
Yeah, I can see how that'd be a bad thing, especially if you want to, keep those things for a variety of reasons.
Yeah. So, but it was a fun trip. I mean, it was again, Galaxy's Edge still floors me every time, and it is amazing how similar Galaxy's Edge is. Like it's almost exactly the same. I got to see Purgles in the Star Tours, so
okay,
that was definitely worth it.
Yeah, because I forgot that they recently updated that.
Yeah,
Well, and what's interesting is when they built Batu, they made sure that they legit mimicked it. So
yeah, yeah.
all the things that are in Batu East are in Batu West.
Yep.
Which version did you make
I got
like a
it's a Vader
Frankenstein?
esque. It's a Vader esque look with some. I don't know. I was like floored, so I didn't know what to build.
Did you
But
cry during the ceremony?
no, but I was pretty close to it.
Well, especially when you hear Master Yoda's voice. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so that's I don't know. That was it was, you know, like I know, and I feel lucky that I have a job and I can afford to do it, but it was well worth the money. Like when I first paid the bill, you pre-order, I was like, man, it seems like a lot of money for. And then after doing it, I was like, yeah, that was really worth it.
Well, it's a whole show.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a legit experience.
yeah.
You know, and
So
yes, you could say it's. I mean, it's very similar to building a droid. I'm going in and I'm paying money to put this toy together, to put this thing together. But then when
yeah.
you remember where you are and think about all the other stuff, the the judgment melts away, and you're just there.
Well, and the people that ran it so nice.
Oh goodness, yeah,
You know.
they're full on actors and actresses. I mean,
Yeah.
they're dressed
So
to the to the moment, and they carry themselves with such seriousness and at the same time fun and lightness. And
well, yeah. So yeah, I was. It was fun. It was. You had to put your little pin on, and so they knew which one what you're getting, and because I didn't, I just ordered it, but Batu was pretty neat. Um,
did you get to see the new robots that they had out there?
the walking ones, no. The only, and it was like crazy hot the day we went. We saw Din and Vi and Chewie
No Fennec or
and some
Kylo?
troopers. No Fennec. And Zoe had her Leia ears on, so I was asking the troopers. I said, "Hey, she lost her son. He's like a goth kid with a lightsaber." I don't know if they thought that was as funny as. Um, but yeah, it was neat. It was a lot of fun. I we went to other stuff like you know what place amazed me was the animated part, the animated town of Disney where they have like Mickey and Minnie's house.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think they have it in Florida.
No, because there's several pieces there, like California Adventure and Cars
Yeah,
Land and Marvel Campus.
yeah.
Those aren't in.
The Marvel campus was super neat. I got to see Spider-Man swing. That was really cool to see the robot Spider-Man swing. The Cars Land was really neat, and then the Toontown was super neat. Like I never understood why grown adults liked Mickey and Minnie so much. And when I went to Toontown, I was like, yeah, I think I understand that. It was just so neat. It was. But the Marvel campus was really neat too. We got to see like Black Panther. Um, we saw Spidey. I don't. We were at Marvel Campus early because they had some shawarma, some vegan shawarma that Zoe was raving about. So that's where we went for breakfast.
Nice.
We went
You
to
didn't
the
get to
camp.
see like Star Lord or any of.
I don't. I don't think we saw Star Lord, but we did ride the Tower of Terror, and my only gripe with the Tower of Terror is they were trying to push us through the queue so fast. I didn't get to read.
Oh,
I didn't
all the
get to see
story
all
stuff.
the stuff. I was like, okay, slow me down, Anthony.
Hey, good to see you.
So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, Batu again. I just was just blown away with how much I liked Batu again. And I had to have them ship my saber because I went on Spirit Airline, and they unless I was going to clench it in my butt cheeks, I don't think I was getting that thing
Put it
home.
in a prison locker.
Yeah. So, but if you go to the first order store, they shipped it. They're like, okay, and it was home before I was home.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, and it wasn't ridiculous. It was,
Anthony's been to Batu a couple times.
West store. Now, we we were at Disney like super early, and we stayed until almost 11:30 at night. Like Missy had never seen me and Zoe in con mode like that, so I think we ran her ragged. Um,
And
but
over there, do they have the fireworks display?
we saw some fireworks. I'm not really a fireworks person, so but they had fireworks going not over Batu, they had it over like it
Over the castle?
yeah. The fireworks always annoyed me at Disney because everyone just stops. I'm like, I just want to get somewhere and do some fun stuff. So but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we Missy wanted to ride Mr. Toad's Wild Ride because I guess that used to be in Florida too. And she rode it and then when she rode it, then she was apologizing to us because she thought it was. But I thought that was kind of cool too.
Well, I mean, there is something. I don't use the word magical because that's the word that I think is most appropriate. There's something magical for each person that goes there.
Yeah.
There's some folks get really, really excited about seeing Pluto, or seeing a princess, or seeing Spider-Man, or walking through Batu. I mean,
yeah, you come up on that Falcon. I'm sorry, that gets me every time.
Yeah, I'm not even there now, and I get goosebumps just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time that we went, I warned the whole family. I said, just so you know, once we get there, I'm not going to rush to leave.
Yeah.
And when we get there for the first time, I may just shut down for a few moments, just because it's for me, it's overwhelming. It's powerful. It's very, very cool.
And we did the Rise of the Resistance, which I rode it in Florida before, and we rode it this time. And that is still fun to ride. We were with people that didn't know what was going on. They're like, what? Where are we going? So that was fun. Yeah. So it was like and then we watched. So then we went to I forget the resort that Lizzie works at. I probably should remember, but it's this really nice resort. Like it's one night I would never pay one night, but so she got us a night at the resort, and then me and Zoe, they have these beautiful pools and these nice gardens and everything, and it's like right off the cliff. You can see the ocean. And what did me and Zoe do? Sit down and watch the Acolyte. So, but
we expect nothing less from the three of you. I'm glad that you and Missy had such a good time, and I'm glad that you got to catch up with Zoe.
Yeah, I think she needed a recharge. So,
well, has Space Bomb been getting in touch with her?
Who?
Vanessa Marshall.
Vanessa. No, but she will. Zoe's like me. She's stubborn and doesn't reach out to the people that offer her help. That's the one trait I passed on to her that I wished I wouldn't have. Because we had a discussion about
you guys are gonna realize it too late.
Yeah, no, she's honestly right now she's just in work mode. Like she's just slowly getting her, because she literally just got her bed put together like 3 weeks ago. So she was sleeping on a couch up till 3 weeks ago in the apartment she's in. So, she's about 3 weeks in to just really feeling like she's living out there. We went to Scum and Villainy, and just like last time when we went, it was a sports trivia night. This time it was Harry Potter karaoke. So,
okay.
Did
you have to dress in robes?
So they were having the Scum and Villainy was having some Harry Potter thing, and then they had a big disclaimer. Look, the person who remains unnamed, 20% of our proceeds will go to support charities, proper charities. But it was like whatever house you were in, you got points for doing certain tasks. And the night we were there, it was like karaoke. You had to sing songs with some kind of words in it. So it was literally we sat there and heard the same 3 songs being sung over and over again.
They wouldn't let you pick your own songs. Like
you could, but you got extra points for your house if it had. I forget what the word was, but it was like there was like 3 songs that had it.
Because I could think of do you believe in magic?
It was like something like that. I think it had to have the word magic. You might be right, and it was something like that. And it was like that was you just heard those songs, but it was fun. It was if you're not my only thing with Scum and Villainy is I like Scum and Villainy better than the one in Batu, only because in Batu it seems like you get in and then they just rush you out, like you get your spot.
Well, because unfortunately, even though Rob and I were talking about this a little last week when we did our intergalactic cantina crawl, it's more of an attraction that also, by the way, you can buy drinks and snacks at.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so they want folks to come in, see the decor, take a couple pictures of DJ Rex up in the corner,
Yep.
and 45 minutes get scooted
Then
out.
get out.
Whereas
Well, and
Scummavilli, you could sit there for what, 5 hours and
yeah. Though I like the only thing that we missed out on this coming, it was just me and Zoe, because we planned it. We did a last minute plan. Like if we would have known ahead of time, we would have reached out to some people, but it was just like a last minute. We had a free 3 hours. We're like, we can't do nothing. So, we drove down, and the Scum and Villainy is so much fun when it's a bunch of people that you're with. So we had fun. But yeah, that was our trip, and then we got back, and yeah. So,
well, I don't know if you got to listen to our episode with Rob last week. I was so thankful for him to hop on, and we talked about different cantinas throughout the galaxy, and we both decided that we can easily do at least another 1 or 2 episodes.
Nice. Oh, you did it live on here, right?
Yeah.
See, I missed it because I was looking on my phone, but I'm gonna have to. I gotta make sure I download that so it's not it doesn't get lost. I was in like a zombie mode for the first couple days I got back. Which brings me to our topic at hand. So this is what I was thinking. I was thinking about this flying home, and I was thinking it's July, right? And what does July give us more than Christmas in July, right?
Mosquitoes.
Okay, so here's my premise for the last 20 minutes of the show. It's Christmas in July. You have 6 presents. The person or thing that got you the presents is the acolyte.
Oh, okay.
What are the 6 presents that you asked for in your acolyte Christmas catalog?
I've got at least 4.
All right. So give me one.
One of them would be the speeder that Kelnaka had, because that thing was cool. I mean, it looked like it had like an extended end to it. It looked bigger than the speeder bikes that we saw in Endor. Got a really cool color scheme.
Did you think he always has to like tweak it because of his size? Like he went to the speeder store and got one, or he got issued one, and things just went wrong because he was so large?
Well, I don't know if it's that, or I mean, because when we saw them, they had been on Brendock for a while, and who knows, maybe grass and pollen and dust got up into the repulsor lift manifold, and so there's always constant maintenance that has to be done. So one of my things would definitely be a speeder. How about you?
Okay, so mine would be, and I forget the name of the metal, but the metal that what's his name's helmet was made of.
Cortosis.
Like, because I was not a big EU guy, so the Cortosis, I just thought that was so cool. Like I always thought the Thrawn with the lizards that made the bubble with us didn't work. I always thought that was dumb, but the Cortosis I just think is so cool. So,
well, I think Cortosis and those lizards are a great example of, as Star Wars grew, as they did more and more stories, they needed something in the stories that made the Jedi less like Superman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they needed kryptonite.
You betcha. And so Cortosis and those lizards were great things that kind of nullified some of the Jedi powers. Take out their weapons or take out their Force abilities, and then they become like anybody else.
Yeah. Well, I like the helmet. And in my second present, I'll go to my second one. Would be the little beaver guy,
Basil.
But the thing I liked or didn't like about Basil is I don't know what's up with that guy. Like, whose side was he on? You know what I mean? Like he pulled him out of hyper. He like pulled the thing on Soul, and I'm like, wait a minute, isn't Soul your friend? Like I didn't, you know.
Well, I mean, it brings up an interesting thing. I mean, Saul wasn't as noble as he would want
Oh, I know.
folks to believe.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so I definitely think Basil's one of those head scratching characters. Like, what's going on? Especially considering, you know, they didn't give him subtitles, so you didn't really know what he was saying, what he was chittering and chattering about. You know, and I think Anthony's right there with you in terms of the Cortosa stuff. Not even just the gauntlets that Chimere used, but that helmet. And they already have 3D files for it. So if you wanted to print one out, you can. Or if you want to wait till early, is it early next year, or is it Christmas time when you can get the Stranger's helmet?
I already have the file bought. I just have to load it up on the printer. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now, what's your next present?
My next one would be Chimere's saber with the two ends that come out. That is that's for sure. I want to have one that they go into each other and come out of, you know, complete with different or, you know, complete with blades, complete with
someone at Hasbro is cheering right now. Yes, that's going to be the best Christmas toy ever.
And it's going to be, so typically those sabers are like $150, $200 or whatever. You know they're going to jack it up because it's really two sabers.
$75.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. More.
The only thing that I don't like about Chimere's helmet is, you know, I know how hard it is to see out of a Mando helmet. I can't even begin to guess how hard it's going to be to see out of the Stranger's helmet.
Yeah, well, and that's what the one part of the story was, which I thought was pretty cool, is in theory, he wasn't supposed to be able to see through it at all. Because remember, he said it nulled all his senses and he had to use the Force. So he was using the Force to see, which in real life, we can't use the Force to see, at least not that I know of.
It's interesting that you say that because I've seen some of the behind the scenes stuff and when he was doing his training, he wore something to block his vision, so he had to practice. Practice blind, which is just an incredible feat to think about. Yeah, you know, it's not as if, you know, he had like a green mask over that you could actually see through, and then they CGI it out or whatever.
Well, I would say my next gift would be just the fight choreography.
Okay, so some training is what you're saying. You want a gift certificate to some saber lessons.
Yes, I mean, because that was, you know, that was lightsaber battles. We haven't seen anything like. And I was listening to yours where you were talking about the Sith kebab and stuff like that. But that was some, you know, like that was some really good. Like every lightsaber battle was good.
Yeah, and you know, one thing that I think is somewhat unfortunate with all the red shirt Jedis that there were in that episode, you know, to Anthony's point, he said he wants the lightsabers of the dead Jedi. We didn't really get to see them. We didn't get to, you know, it's not like we could say that this one belonged to that one that looked like Plo Koon or that one, you know. I don't even think we saw Jeki's lightsaber up close.
No, right. There's probably in a still photo of her wearing it is probably the only place you're going to find a picture.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Because even when they were doing the saber training in class, they were using wooden sticks. They were using the practice sabers.
All right, what's your next gift?
It is funny that you said the training, because I would want to be able to do that kind of fighting, that kind of use of the saber, and maybe that's where we do some Zoom calls with Sal and have him walk us through some saber moves so we can practice them in our living room
and wreck our drywall and our lamps and our, you know, yes.
Well, you can take the blade out, so you're just using the hilt.
That's true.
You know, and then when you go out in the yard, that's when you can put the blade in, and all your neighbors can look through the windows and, what is that guy doing?
What is wrong with him? Yeah. I'm trying to think. How many gifts we got left? We're on 3. Did you do 3? Did you do your third?
I did. Did I do 3?
I don't think you did your third.
No, I did 3. The lightsaber training.
Okay. All right. I see. I had 6, and now my mind is wandering all over the place like it does. Um,
Oh, do you want one of the pip droids, like the pocket?
I
droid?
did. I did. Anthony mentioned it. That yeah, probably that would be a definite. Um, that would be a definite Christmas gift. I just like that was a cool droid. It was a shame he got reset though. The poor guy. I mean, if this okay, this would be it. Maybe this is my 5th. And I don't think you and I need this gift, but I think some Star Wars fans need this gift. Patience for the story.
Ah, okay. So you want this gift on behalf of everybody else. It's a gift you want to give it to people.
Yeah. I mean, at any point up to again, I keep going back to Revenge of the Sith, which most people like. It's if some people would have just walked in and watched Palpatine talking to Anakin during the opera and then walked out, and that's all they knew, they would think it's the most boring movie ever. And that's what I think people were doing with this show. And I praise all the people involved because most of them didn't say, well, just wait. They just kind of kept their mouth shut, and let the story do the talking. So that's my 5th gift.
Okay, so you're asking for a gift for other people, which is very kind of you, very noble of
Yeah.
you.
Well, yeah. That was my stocking stuffer.
Well, speaking of stocking stuffers, then I want a handful of mace throwing knives.
Oh yeah.
Because they would very easily fit in a stocking. I could probably get a dozen.
Well, they would probably cut through the bottom, and you come out and they'd be sticking in your floor.
Yeah, so that's or I could hang them from the Christmas tree instead. They could be ornaments.
That's true.
So that'd be my 5th one.
Let's see. I'm torn. I think my last one, and it's a terrible short. It's a short gift, but the character of Jackie. That was like such a good character. And I'm glad they took time to make you really like that character right before she became Swiss cheese.
She had those piercing eyes.
She just seemed like she was just there trying to do her job, but she was interested in, you know what I mean? Like a lot of the characters, like even the guy who you didn't like at first that wound up getting his neck broke.
Yord.
Like even him, like you kind of like understood him in the brief time that you got to know him.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the interesting pieces, of this kind of a show, especially the way that this one was built. Some of these characters, they're in and out of your life in a couple episodes. You don't really know where they came from, and you just know where their end was. And it begs all the questions that most Star Wars fans have. How did he get in the order? How long? Where did he come from? What did he do?
And we all thought there was going to be more Wookiee fighting.
Oh, I know. I definitely did.
I thought he was going to be, because they pranced him out and I'm thinking, look, if you have a character that takes that much time to put all that on,
Well, even Carrie Ann Moss's character.
Yeah.
I mean, she's no slouch, So you're going to have this famous actress who's been in a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And you stab her in the heart in the first episode. That was probably within the first 10 minutes of an 8-episode season.
Yeah, I remember a coworker was saying to me, I don't know if I'll be able to think of her other than The Matrix. And then I watched it, he hadn't watched it. And I told him, I said, it'll take you about a minute and a half and you'll probably be fine with it. He didn't get it until after he saw it.
Yeah. So for my 6th, this one's hard. So I'm going to say a couple things out loud, and then maybe I can get your help narrowing it down.
Okay.
One of them would be a gift certificate or reservations to that noodle bar from that first episode. To actually go there, sit there, eat there, just like in Batuu. So what is it? Docking Bay 77 or whatever, where you go and you get a meal. I want to go there and get a meal served by robots. Bartender is a weird alien that I've never seen before. Folks walking around in different costumes. Make that a thing in Batu. So that's one thing that
Would
I
you want the Jedi fight in the background, and then they could come ask your
no, because I would really be concerned that I would spill hot broth in my lap. So I'm going to say no. Um, unless they did it kind of like the Indiana Jones stunt spectacular, and where the fight happens is far enough away to be safe. So talking out loud, yes, maybe if they could do it in such a way. So that's one. And then the other one is similar to yours, which is a gift for other people. You mentioned patience. One of the things that I would like for viewers of this show is a greater understanding of all the things behind it. And I think when you, not saying you have to have those things to like the show or to have those things to understand the show, but I think if you have those, whether it's understanding George Lucas's inspirations or seeing the through lines from the Acolyte into the prequels all the way through to the Rise of Skywalker, if you have those things, it allows you to be more at peace with what's on the screen, because you're not necessarily jumping to the conclusion of what you want. You're just interested to see how they're going to connect the dots. So while you're asking for patience, I'm asking or gifting understanding, because one thing that was abundantly clear to me watching The Acolyte is the makers of this show really love Star Wars.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, they pulled stuff out, just little nods. I don't even want to call them Easter eggs, because Easter eggs always sound like they were just stuck in there, like they were just like respectable nods to so many things.
Yes, to me, an Easter egg would be, remember the stones from Indiana Jones that were in Luthen Rail's shop? To
Yeah,
me, that's
yeah,
an Easter egg.
right,
It doesn't advance the story.
right.
It actually makes people think of something else. But like, for instance, Cortosis and the lightsaber whip, those are great connective pieces,
Yeah,
whether they're connecting to the books or the comics or whatever, to show that this world is richer and fuller than what we've seen so far.
yeah, yeah. And you got another one?
Um, I want the early version of the Gonk droid that they had on screen.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
There was a funky chunky Gonk droid, and I thought it was a really cool, earlier version of the droid than we've ever seen before, and because it looked rounder than
Yeah,
than the
yeah.
ones that we're used to. And Rob was telling me when he was on air with me last week that he's in the process of making a Gonk droid. So he's not a costumer yet, but he's making a full-size Gonk droid.
Yeah. Yeah, well, just all of that, all of the costumes. Like I know some people complain about the chunky sabers, but I'm like, just like you said on your show, it's like it's almost like Star Wars steampunk.
Yes.
It's so
Yeah, it had to be bigger because it was earlier technology.
yeah.
It had to look different than what
Look
we've seen before.
look at a cell phone. Look at the first iteration of a cell phone compared to now.
It had
You
a
know what I mean?
battery
Like
pack
like
that
we
you
have
had. You had to carry a battery pack in a purse,
yeah.
and
Well,
the
and technology goes in circles. Like remember, right before the smartphones, they were trying to make cell phones like ridiculously small. Remember that
yep,
they were like almost like comically small, and then they went the opposite direction. The people are carrying like iPads as
yep,
phones.
yep.
So
Well,
yeah, I
just
don't.
like
I
your
think I
car.
think I think all three of those you should get as your final gift. You got like a gift certificate from grandma, and you just went nuts on all three. But yeah, I mean the gift over. I was just thinking of that. I don't know, probably the lack of sleep or whatever. But I was just thinking about how much that the show gave us.
So with this idea of gifts in mind, what do you think are some of the gifts that this show gave to us as viewers, as fans?
The best way, and I think you touched on it on your show, if I remember correctly. The surprise of this show. The first episode, we thought it was going to be who killed who, and we were going to spend 8 episodes them getting May and what's her name mixed up. That didn't happen. They figured it out right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then every person you thought was the villain, it was the opposite. Like, I thought Soul was going to be like the pure Jedi, and he wound up being the worst.
Well, definitely he's right up there with the worst of the.
But I'm saying out of that group of Jedi, he's the one that set everything in motion because of his attachment, his wanting, his misreading of whatever. And then you look at the Carrie Ann Moss's character,
Master Endara.
Endara, she was probably second, more innocent, because she just came mid-battle and she just had to save her friends. Because she was telling them what not to do. She was like, "Don't do it. Leave them be." You know what I mean?
Well, she was telling them not to do it. However, on a certain level, she allowed it to happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I'm saying, like, and then the Wookiee, he didn't have anything to do with it. He got possessed, and you know what I'm saying? Like he just, you know, I mean, it's just, and then I like the bleeding of the saber when it changed color.
So with that said, here's a question that has come up most recently related to that. How is it that Anakin, you know, in his fury of decapitating children, how is it possible that he didn't bleed the saber and made, or Osha did? Because I have a theory, but I'm curious.
I think Anakin thought he was doing right. That's like, I don't think when it was first happening, I'm sure he thought, man, killing kids is probably pretty bad. But I think he thought he thought he was doing right to save Padme. You know what I mean? That's, you know,
and he could say he thought he was doing right saving the Empire too.
Yeah. So I you know, but and I think, I don't know if I said it last time we were here, but like the Visions episode where your lightsaber tells if you're evil or not, I kind of like that. That still is one of my favorite offshoots of Star Wars, because it makes like it's almost like a samurai-esque thing. Like, you don't show your blade until you're ready to use it.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, it was a good show. Unless try to tell me, make sure you point it out, because I'm done ranking shows now. I decided I like them all.
Yeah, you know? I'm with you on that one.
I mean, they're chapters in a book. You know, it's a egg and bacon. I don't eat eggs or bacon, but if you eat an egg, bacon, and whatever breakfast, all of them go together to make a good breakfast. You know what I mean? Like, which is your favorite? It's all there together.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm with you on that one. And I think this one solidified that for me, especially knowing, and I say this with confidence, knowing there's going to be more. I mean, you and I both, and Anthony, have lived in times when, you know, the next Star Wars thing wasn't a guarantee.
Yeah. Or it was,
at least for the foreseeable future, whether it's to fund Batu or to, fund the next big project, or whether there's going to be more Star Wars, whether it's Young Jedi Adventures or Skeleton Crew.
Oh man, I still think Skeleton Crew is going to hit it out of the park. I'm like,
see, the only thing that I know about it is it's with Jude Law and a bunch of Jedi kids, or a bunch of kids. That's literally and figuratively all I know. I don't even know when in Star Wars that it's going to be. However,
it happens around Mando time, because the one character is one of the pirates from the last season of Jedi.
Oh, is that the Van character, the one that got away?
Yeah.
When Gorian Shard.
So I don't know if it happens before or after, but it's in that. And I don't know how long those guys live. Maybe they live 100 years, and it's
Okay.
not the same time period. But well, yeah.
And I
Now
know
my one,
I sent you and John a note about this, and I mean this wholeheartedly and sincerely. You should listen to the Acolyte soundtrack.
yeah, no, I will. I'm bad with when it comes. I still listen to iTunes, so I'm like really bad with my.
Well, it's on iTunes. You can,
Oh, good.
and it's 94 tracks,
Oh, really?
3.5 hours worth of music. And I think that if you took all of your other Star Wars music, put this into it, and just shuffled it around, I think you would be hard pressed to tell which is the new stuff and which isn't.
Okay.
With the exception of, I know that there are certain
Yeah,
Star
yeah.
Wars songs that you've heard enough that you absolutely like, Duel of the Fates.
Right.
But this, it's fantastic.
I don't know. New Hope is pretty much etched in my brain.
Yeah.
That soundtrack is etched in my brain.
And one of the things I think is fantastic about it is it's like Kevin Kiner, it's like Michael Giacchino, it's like Ludwig. They've given us new Star Wars sounds, and it's Star Wars sounds. Like,
Yeah.
it's wonderful. And listening to it by itself without the visuals, I think is a different experience.
Yeah. Well, so I have a couple things here to end with, because we're getting to we're doing good on our hour mark. But in your show, did you say that one of the guys from the Xbox Connects game was somehow tied with this?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the makers. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I thought that was pretty cool, figuring that's our theme song. If it ever comes, if it brings it back, it's us. And then the second thing, and maybe this is just my opinion, but after being at the Marvel campus and being at the at Batu, I was talking to one of the people selling food at Marvel, and they were saying the Marvel campus takes place in any time or no time at all during the Marvel universe.
Okay.
So that's why you can have Thor or Lady Thor, or you can have, you know what I mean? You can have people that died, like you can have Black Panther and stuff like that. And I was thinking, I wonder if that would change Batu, if they would even if they just did it on a weekend, like this is timeless weekend, and you can see Vader walking around.
Well, what I think they could do, and it would take some coordination, is have it chunked out throughout the day. So these 3 hours, it's going to be First Order people.
Yeah.
Those 3 hours, it's going to be the original trilogy. This 3 hours is going to be, because I don't know if I'd want to see Darth Maul standing next to Din Djarin, as cool as that is.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I think they keep them apart in Marvel Land. Like I don't think you're going to see. I think they, but yeah, I like Batu how it is, but I just wonder if that would have changed how they do things. I like Batu as a place. I think it gives more things to do. But
well, and as silly as this might sound, I love the fact that when you do take pictures of the characters, or you take pictures of you in the place, it looks like it. So it's not like at a convention where you're taking a picture and you've got the bathroom sign and a random curtain and a guy over here looking at comic books all in your shot. When you're in Batu, it's there, or when you're in one of the little side corridors with the princesses, they have it looks like a castle or whatever.
Yeah, the only thing that looks out of place is my clothing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only thing. Like I understand why people dress up. Like there was a few people dressed up in California.
Yeah, they're probably pretty serious bounders.
Yeah. Well, and from what I understand, the Batu is more of like a hangout for a lot of people that live, because Anaheim is way different than Orlando. Like you can't just walk into Batu in Orlando easily if you live in the area. So I'm going to Batu East in 2 weeks. So
nice. And you're bringing Safi, right?
Yeah. So I'll have both of them covered. They should have just made it like what the Zartan twins on G.I. Joe. It should have been exactly the same, but on the opposite.
On the opposite side.
Yeah. Like the Falcon would be built a mirror image of the Falcon. I did get to fly the Falcon too, so I got to fly I was the pilot seat.
Were you left or right or up and down?
Left. I was the left. Zoe let me reach over though and pull the hyperdrive. Like to me, the rest of it, I don't care. Pulling that hyperdrive is just still the coolest thing. That's
you and the other 27 that are doing it at the exact same time.
Yeah. So, all right. Well,
I'm glad we had our guest tonight with Anthony and Amanda. That was really nice to have them involved.
Yeah. Well, we will be back next week. Hopefully, John will be off his secret mission.
Thanks for celebrating Christmas in July with me.
Yeah, Christmas in July. I hope that worked out. That seemed like a I don't know, a gimmick. And check out Rambling Star Wars Fan wherever you find podcasts. Star Wars Geek Girl wherever you find podcasts. Beskar Bucket, us. Was I in a cult? Have you? I got you hooked onto that.
And Anthony showed the forces behind science fiction.
Forces behind Star Wars.
They've been talking about the aliens stuff that's coming out, and
I got
Kevin Maurer on their show.
I have to get caught up on my aliens. I lost track of I went to Aliens when I was a kid. I didn't like Aliens 1. Don't tell your wife. I liked Aliens 2. Aliens 3 I didn't like, and then I got into the Dark Horse comics for the longest time with Aliens versus Predator and a bunch of those. And so my alien lore is really slim.
Well, if you're going to watch Aliens 3, watch the director's cut.
Okay. I just remember them selling those Aliens toys in the catalog with toys. And that's why I was too young to watch Aliens when I first saw it. Because I was like...
Well, how old were you in 1979?
So I was 11.
Yeah, so that probably explains it.
But I was just coming off of Star Wars, and I was like, "Oh, there's Alien toys. I'm gonna go watch Aliens." And the first one is not, the second one. I think I was a senior in high school when the second one came out, but the first one, I think it like kind of traumatized me to Aliens for a while. So anyway, the other thing. Oops, what did I just click? The other thing is, so check out Anthony's show. The other thing is Matt's movie, Han Solo Chronicles, wherever, just Google Han Solo Chronicles, and give him a like and a listen. Magic Jump, the Inflatable Falcon. We have a, where is that link? Where did I put that link? I don't know. We have a GoFundMe. So just look up GoFundMe, Inflatable Falcon.
So here's what we're going to do in September. We're going to, put a little more effort into getting some air in our Falcon.
Yeah. So, because I went to Magic Jump, saw Jose. So if anyone wants to donate, you will get absolutely nothing back from it other than seeing us jump around in the happiness of seeing three grown men.
If people are willing to pay money to watch other folks step on food, they might pay money to watch.
We can do some weird stuff for you. But just check out all the shows. Share, like, subscribe. Again, I've said this before. If you're listening to podcasts, share, like, and subscribe, or you're stealing. That's just pretty much what it is.
And you don't want to go down that dark path. You could end up like Saul.
Yeah. See what happens. It probably started with him listening to a podcast and not subscribing. That's my guess. I'm going to stick with that story.
You could have saved his soul by just clicking that like button. Subscribe.
Yeah, smash it, and So everyone have a good Wednesday. Stay cool out there, and here we go.
Starships, but then my Falcon's hyperdrive just slipped. I used to worry about the future, but then I threw my caution to the
respect to my man here, but you ready for the real deal superstar?